bear with me. I've just been told I need to rotate my phone, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I don't know if anyone is here online with me, but sorry, bear with. This is actually the first time I've done this, so I've now got to reposition the camera so that everyone can see the mat. Just give me a second. Sorry guys, I should have really done a little bit of a practice run, but I think the mat is there. So hopefully you can all hear me. Hi Deb. Hi Yvonne. So I may or may not be able to read all of these messages, as I'm actually just going to move away from the camera right now and the writing is too small. So, but if someone could just send me a thumbs up to make sure that they can see me, that would be great. Oh God, I'm so scared. Lovely, thank you. All right, okay, so I'm just going to crack on. Okay, so just a couple of things that I need to make you aware of. If you haven't practiced yoga before with me or with anybody else, then please be very careful. I've been teaching yoga for a few years now. What you have to remember when we're broadcasting live like this is that obviously you can see me, but I can't see you. So normally in my classes I would be able to adjust you, I'd be able to watch you. However, that's not going to be possible for me to, so just be careful, especially if you haven't practiced before, if you haven't practiced for a while, if you haven't been to one of my classes. Just be kind, just listen to your body. If your body is telling you that something is not right, then you need to listen and you need to just stop what you're doing, maybe have a little lie down, take a couple of breaths and then just dip back into the practice when you feel ready. If I ask you to do something and it doesn't feel right for your body, then just don't do it. If I ask you to hold a stretch for too long and it becomes uncomfortable, then again, just come out. It really isn't a problem, but I'm not here to, or I am here, but I'm not able to see you. So please just listen to yourselves. So, welcome. Namaste. So I have never used Facebook Live before, so this is a bit of a learning curve for me. So please feel free to leave me any feedback. I will check in with all the comments when I've finished teaching, and hopefully the internet doesn't drop out. My phone is on charge, so fingers crossed it will last the duration. Okay, so we're just going to begin with a simple greeting. Let's bring the palms of the hands together. Namaste and welcome. So I'd like us to begin with a breathing practice. Breathing is really important in yoga, and it's also very important with helping to reduce stress and anxiety, which obviously we're all going through at this particular moment in time. So when you're working with a breathing practice, it's really important to keep the spine nice and straight. So if you're not used to sitting unsupported for any period of time, then if you've got a wall near you or the back of the sofa, wherever you might be, just feel free to go and lean against that, support the wall, because the trick is to keep the spine nice and straight. So we're going to be working with a breathing practice called Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. You'll hear me saying all sorts of weird words, just ignore them because I will say them in English as well. So Nadi Shodhana Pranayama is a breathing practice which translates as alternate nostril breathing. So this is quite simple to do. We obviously don't just breathe in and out of alternate nostrils, we use the hand to help us do that. So we're going to be using mudras or hand gestures. So let's bring the left hand. I can't mirror teach, by the way, but I believe Facebook Live is kind of around the wrong way, so we'll just have to go with it and see what happens. So the left hand, first of all, is going to come into Chin Mudra, connecting together the forefinger and the thumb, extending the other three fingers away from us. So let's place that left hand just down somewhere comfortably on the left leg. You don't have to sit cross-legged. You can also extend the legs, have a space between the heels, or you can sit with the legs extended out in front of you, however is comfortable for you. So the right hand then we're going to bring into Sacral Mudra. So we want the first finger and the middle finger just together. We're going to rest them on the eyebrow centre. we're going to be using the thumb to close the right nostril and the ring finger to close the left nostril. So this arm may get a little bit tired during this practice, but rather than letting the spine collapse, we want to try and keep the spine nice and upright and crown of the head lifted. So if this arm starts to feel a little bit heavy, release the left hand, support underneath the right elbow with the left hand, and that will help to keep your back straight and your head lifted. So I'm going to talk us in for maybe 3 or 4 rounds. I'll show you what one round looks like, and then I'll talk us in. We can work together. So back to Chin Mudra and the Sacral Mudra. So one round would be like this. So close the right nostril, breathe in through the left. And then we're going to use the ring finger to close the left nostril, open the right, breathe out. And then breathe in through the right nostril. Use the thumb to close the right nostril, open the left and breathe out. So that's one round. I'll talk you in for about 3 or 4, and then I'll leave you to work for a little while at your own pace. So we'll begin making sure that the spine is nice and straight, crown of the head lifted, eyes gently closed. And we'll take a breath in through both nostrils first of all. And then breathe out fully through both nostrils. Use the thumb to close the right nostril, breathe in through the left. Close the left nostril, open the right and breathe out. Breathe in right. Close right, open left and breathe out. Breathe in left. Close left, open right, breathe out. Breathe in right. Close right, open left, breathe out. Breathe in left. Close left, open right and breathe out. Breathe in right. Close right, open left and breathe out. And then I'll leave you to work at your own pace with your own breathing rate. This could well be different from mine. It's absolutely fine. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out through the left nostril, release this breathing practice. Allow the breath to return to normal. When you have finished, we'll release the mudras, the gestures with the hands, and then open the eyes. Let's make our way down to the mat for a little relaxation. So another little breathing practice that we're going to work with first of all. So we'll lie down on the mat, but we're going to bend the knees. Take the feet nice and wide, allow the knees to fall in together. So left hand once again into Chin Mudra, connecting together first finger and thumb, and then extending away the other 3 fingers. And then the right hand we're just going to bring out and place it on the lower abdomen. So just Breathing smoothly in and out through the nostrils. No need to control or count the breath now. Just allowing it to occur naturally. Smoothly in and out through the nostrils. And then see if you can take your awareness down to that right hand and just focus on the rise and fall of the right hand with the belly, with every breath. Apologies for my cat, if you can hear her. And then we're going to move the right hand now and place it somewhere on the rib cage. And then see if you can tune into the sensation of the ribs expanding and contracting with every breath. And then we're going to move the right hand once again. We're going to bring it up to the top chest now, the clavicular area, and just see if we can tune into the sensation of the gentle rise and fall of the top chest. Just continuing to breathe, allowing the breath to flow smoothly and freely. And then we can release the right hand, bring it down onto the mat a little way away from the side of the body. Let's stretch away the legs now, nice big space between the heels, allowing the feet to just flop apart. So we're coming into Shavasana, or relaxation posture. Now if you experience any pinching in the lower back whilst here, you can once again bend the knees, have the feet wide, allow the knees to just fall in together. So you want the arms resting a little way away from the sides of the body, hands nice and relaxed, so fingers lightly curled, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Now if the neck allows here, you can lift the head, look down the body, and then place the head back down on the mat. That should ensure that your head is in perfect alignment with the spine. Back of the neck is nice and long, chin tucked in, eyes gently closed. And then just becoming aware of the physical body lying on the mat just for a few moments. Couple of nice steady breaths here. So let's bend the knees now. We're going to hug the knees in towards the chest. Let's clasp the hands around the shins. And then we're going to begin to ease out the back, just rocking gently from side to side. So we're giving the spine a gentle massage. Hopefully easing away any tension if you have tension in the back. Eyes can be open or closed, whichever is your preference. And then we can start to ease out the neck. So still rocking from side to side, but if the neck allows, turning the head in the opposite direction from the knees. Nice and slow and steady, and remembering to keep breathing. And then let's bring the head and knees back to the centre. So we'll keep the knees bent. We're going to place the two hands on the kneecaps now. Both knees going in the same direction. Let's circle the knees. So we're just gently warming up the hips, the lower abdomen, the lower spine. So nice, slow, smooth circles. And then let's go back the other way. And then still circling the knees, but we're going to send them off in opposite directions from each other now. And then let's bring the knees back to centre. So we're going to place the 2 feet flat down on the mat now, with the heels just underneath the buttocks, taking the feet so that they're hip width apart. Ideally working with no socks on, but it depends on how cold your feet are. I should just point that out, that a lot of yoga should be practiced in bare feet. However, this isn't always practical, because some of the rooms that us yoga teachers have to teach in can be a little bit on the chilly side, so you don't want to be focusing on how cold your feet are. But you need to be careful that you're not going to slip. So we're going to begin with a gentle pelvic tilt. So this is a really small, gentle movement, and it's just gently the rocking backwards and forwards of the spine. Oh, sorry, the pelvis. So warming up the spine. So we do this with the breath. So as we breathe out, we round the spine, tipping the pelvis forwards and pushing the back of the waist into the mat. When we breathe in, we arch the spine, so pushing the tailbone down and then arching the spine so you've got a little space there, pelvis tipping backwards. So breathing out, rounding the spine, pelvis tilts forwards. Breathing in, arching the spine, tilting the pelvis backwards. Breathing out, rounding the spine, pelvis comes forwards. Breathing in, arching the spine, pelvis tilts backwards. And then I'm just going to let you to work with a few more of these with your own breath.
And then we can release this activity with the spine and come into a neutral spinal position. We're going to keep the knees and feet where they are, as we're going to move on now to work with the bridge and the flowing bridge. So just being mindful that you don't slip if you have got socks on. So the next time that we take a breath in, we're going to lift the hips up as high as we can, pushing down on the soles of the feet, the shoulder blades and the backs of the arms. And then when we need to breathe out, we're going to lower the hips all the way back down to the mat. So just smoothly rolling the spine down one vertebra at a time. So when you breathe in, lifting up, nice and strong, as high as you can, squeezing the glutes and squeezing the thighs. And then breathing out, rolling smoothly down. Working with your own breathing rate, of course, which could be different from mine. So breath in as you lift up. And breathing out, rolling smoothly down. It's quite important that when you are lifted up in that bridge, you shouldn't really turn the head to the side. Breathing in, lifting up, because you risk injuring the neck. So just looking up at the ceiling, or close the eyes if you prefer. Breathing out to lower down. So let's do a few more of these with our own breathing rate. Few more. So these are really good for strengthening the thighs, strengthening the glutes, strengthening the muscles that support the lower spine. So we'll do one more. So we're going to add the arms in now. So the next time that you breathe in and lift the hips up, float the hands up towards the ceiling and take them all the way back to the wall behind you. And then when you breathe out, lower the hips and float the arms back down by the sides of the body. Try and aim to get the hands and the hips on the mat at the same time. Breath in, lifting up, arms up and back. And then breathing out, lowering everything smoothly back down. Eyes can be open or closed, whichever you prefer. Let's do a few more of these with our own breath. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out and lower the hips and lower the arms, release this activity. So we're going to work with the piriformis muscle and a hip opener and also a hamstring stretch. So we're going to begin with the right leg. So we keep the right leg bent. We're going to bring the right outer edge of the right foot and place it on top of the left thigh. So that right knee is out to the side. So if you lift the head, you should see a triangle gap here. We're going to place the right hand through the triangle gap and then join the hands together around the back of the left thigh. So rest the head back down on the mat, and then we're going to draw that left thigh in towards the chest. So opening up the right hip, stretching the right piriformis muscle. Continuing to breathe. And then we're going to straighten the left leg, extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. You want to push away the left heel and draw the toes in towards you so the foot is flexed. And you should find that you get a stretch up the back of the left thigh. So just gently easing that left leg in towards you. Try and keep the leg straight if you can, but don't hurt yourself. Obviously, bit of stretching is okay in yoga, but if it's painful, it means you're pushing yourself too hard. A couple of nice breaths here. And then we're going to switch sides, so let's bend the left leg. Place the right foot down on the mat now, underneath the hip, underneath the buttock. And then the left foot, the outer edge of the left foot is going to come and rest on the right thigh with the knee pointing out to the side. Lift the head once again. It's the left hand that goes through the triangle gap this time. Take hold of the back of the right thigh. We're going to rest the head back down on the mat and draw that right thigh in towards the chest. So you're opening up the left hip now. And then we're going to extend the right leg up to the ceiling, so flexing the right foot, push away the right heel, draw the toes in towards you, and then you can just gently ease that right leg in towards the body. Working with your own personal point of resistance, of course. Don't overstretch. And then we're going to lower the right leg, bring the left leg back down onto the mat, the left foot. So we're going to work with a spinal twist now. So if you have any back issues, then obviously you need to be incredibly careful when working with these spinal twists. So we're going to take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the room. If you find that you don't have enough space, you can bring the arms up at 90-degree angles. We call this Cactus Arms. Well, I do anyway. And then you can either keep the feet on the floor or you can hug the knees in towards the chest, whichever suits you best. And then when you breathe out, take the knees over to the right, and you might find that you only come to here, which is absolutely fine. And then if the neck and spine feel okay, you can turn the face to the left and then just hold it there. Remember to keep breathing. And then take a breath in, bring the head, knees back to centre. As you breathe out, take the knees over to the left and turn the face to the right. Take a breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, we'll take the knees back over to the right and turn the face to the left. A couple of breaths here. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, knees over to the left and face to the right. And breath in to come back to centre. So let's rest the legs back, the feet back down on the mat. We can bring the arms in now. And then we're going to stretch away the legs. I seem to have moved down the mat. So we're going to warm up with what we call cross-crawling now. So the next time that you take a breath in, float the hands up towards the ceiling and take them all the way back to the wall behind you. Nice big stretch. Breathing out as you take the hands up to the ceiling and then just pause there. Breathing in, taking the arms out wide at right angles once again. Breathing out, taking the arms all the way across. Give yourselves a nice big hug and open up the shoulder blades. Breathing in, take the arms out wide at right angles. Breathing out, take the arms all the way across once more. Other arm on top this time as you give yourselves another hug. Breath in to take the hands up to the ceiling and just pause there. And breathing out, float the arms back down to starting position. We'll introduce the legs now. So breath in, taking the arms up towards the ceiling and back towards the wall behind you. When you breathe out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shin and squeeze. Breath in, right leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back behind you. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shin and squeeze. Breath in, take the left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back behind you. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. You can bend the legs as you lower them if you need to. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shins and squeeze. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back behind you. And breathing out, floating all 4 limbs back down, however suits you best, legs straight or bent. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest. If the neck allows, lift the head, bring the nose towards the knee. Breath in, right leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 3 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, lift the head, nose towards the knee. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 3 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, lift the head, nose between the knees. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 4 limbs back down. Let's do one more round. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, lift the head, nose towards the knee. Breath in, right leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back behind you. And breathing out, floating all 3 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back behind you. And breathing out, floating all 3 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, lift the head, nose between the knees. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 4 limbs back down. So, let's give the legs a little bounce, give the shoulders a little shake. Allow the feet to flop apart. A couple of nice steady breaths here. So we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands underneath the knees, and then if you have no problems with your back or your coccyx, we can rock backwards and forwards a few times. And then we can come up to a seated position. So I'm going to come this way on the mat and sit cross-legged. However, if cross-legged position doesn't suit you for whatever reason, then you can extend the legs. Make sure you've got a nice big space between the heels, give you a steady base. So we're going to work with a little Kundalini practice, which is Sufi grind. So anyone that comes to class will be familiar with this. If not, it's actually quite a nice, sort of almost like a moving meditation. So we're just going to rest the hands on the legs somewhere that's comfortable. And then we're going to start to rotate the rib cage. So just making nice big circles with the rib cage. And then we're going to bring the breath in. So as you come forward and open up the chest, breathe in. And then when you come backwards, breathe out. So breathing in as you come forwards. And breathing out as you come back. And you might find that working in this way with the breath slows everything down. And then breathing out as you come back. And then you can simply close the eyes whilst you're working with this.
And then let's go back in the opposite direction. And then we can come back to centre. So we're going to work with a side stretch. So we're going to bring the left hand first of all and place it into the left hip crease. And then the right hand will come down onto the mat beside of us. So let's take a nice breath in. Straighten the spine, lift the crown of the head. As you breathe out, start to move that right hand away from the body. You might only get here, or you might come further down. The most important thing is to keep this left shoulder back and not drop it into a twist. So we're going to try and rotate the left side of the chest so it's facing up towards the ceiling. So if the neck allows, you can turn the face to look up at the ceiling. If it's uncomfortable, then you can just look into the centre of the room. And then the left hand can come all the way up to the ceiling. Bring it across the top of the head, aiming to keep that left arm straight. Try not to let the head collapse. And then take a breath in, come all the way back up. So we're going to do the same on the other side now. So bring the right hand into the right hip crease and the left hand comes out to the side of us. Let's take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, slide the left hand away, keep the right shoulder back, rotate the right side of the chest up towards the ceiling, and then you can bring that right arm up and across, keeping the arm straight. And then take a breath in, come all the way back up to centre. So let's work with a spinal twist, and it's just important for me to quickly recap because obviously I'm not able to see you. So when we twist in a yoga twist, we twist from the waist. So the twist comes from the waist, and then the shoulders, and then the head is the last thing that goes. So hopefully that's clear and that makes sense to you. So let's bring the right hand down behind the right hip crease. And then the left hand is going to come and rest on the right knee. So breath in, lift the spine, straighten the back. As you breathe out, you're going to turn, twist from the waist, and then look over the right shoulder. Try and keep the spine nice and straight. Keep that right hand close in behind the right buttock. And then as you breathe in, come all the way back. It's important to keep breathing while you're in these twists as well. So we're going to do the same on the other side. Left hand comes down behind the left hip and the right hand is going to come and rest on the left knee. So breath in, lift the crown of the head, straighten the spine. Breathing out, twisting from the waist, and then turn to look over the left shoulder. Just hold it there. Don't forget to breathe. And then as you take a breath in, come back to centre. So we'll uncross the legs now if we've had them crossed. We're going to work with a hamstring stretch or Janusirasana for us in the know. So we're going to be stretching out over the left leg first. Now if you have hip or knee issues, then please feel free to have both the legs extended. Make sure you've got a nice big space between the heels. Alternatively, you can bring that right foot in close to the groin and allow the right knee to come down onto the floor. So we want to come onto the sit bones, keep the left toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Anyone with lower back issues, you really need to be careful that you don't overextend. And ideally when we're working with these forward folds, we want to try and fold forward from the hips rather than from the waist or the mid-back. It's quite common to see people in a yoga class that are like this. So that's not really getting the stretch up the back of the thigh. If you have tight hamstrings, don't push yourself too far, literally just working with your own personal point of resistance. So we're going to do this with the breath. Hello. I thought you might make an appearance. I do apologise. So let's have the hands resting on the mat either side of the left leg. We're going to take a breath in and straighten the spine. As we breathe out, try and keep the chest lifted and the spine straight. We're going to walk the hands away from the body a little way. And then as you breathe in, come a little way back. And then breathing out, walking the hands away once again. Breathing in, coming back part of the way. And then breathing out, coming as close as you can
Bringing the left side of the chest as close to the left thigh as your body will allow. So being really careful, any problems with the lower back, you need to come back up. As long as you're getting a stretch up the back of the left thigh, then you're doing okay. So just allowing that left hamstring to become accustomed to the stretch, and you'll keep breathing. And then you can try and imagine that with every inhalation, the spine is lengthening. And then breathing out, maybe you can soften down a little bit more. But obviously paying attention to the lower back and listening to your own body. So if I hold you in these stretches for too long and it becomes uncomfortable, just come out. And hopefully you're still breathing and not holding the breath. And then we're going to come back on the next inhalation. So lift the head, take a breath in, engage the core muscles and slowly walk the hands back in towards the body. So we're going to work with a posture called the Heron now. So we're going to leave that right leg exactly where it is and then slide the left foot in towards us. Clasp the hands around the sole of the left foot and then extend the left leg out in front of us. So another hamstring stretch. And then just a couple of breaths here. And then we can extend that left leg away once again. So we can bring the right knee up now. Let's take the right foot and place it on the outer edge of the left leg, kind of level with the knee probably. So left toe still pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring the right hand down behind the right hip, and then you can either hug that right knee with the left arm, or you can make it a little bit stronger by bringing the left elbow to the outer edge of the right thigh. So extend the fingers away, take a breath in, straighten the spine. Breathing out once again, twist from the waist and turn to look over the right shoulder. Just hold it there, a few breaths. And then let's take a breath in, come all the way back round to centre. Bring that right knee up and then extend the right leg away. Give the legs a little bounce. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So either legs extended with a space between the heels, or you can bring the left foot in nice and close to the groin and allow the left knee to drop out to the side, making sure that you come onto the sit bones once again, keeping that chest lifted, the chin lifted. Hands either side of the right leg this time, and you can have the right toes pointing up towards the ceiling. So we'll take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, start to walk the hands away. Breath in to come part way back. Lengthen the spine as you breathe in, and then breathing out, starting to fold forwards again. Breath in to come part way back. And then breathing out, coming into our stretch, bringing the right side of the chest as close to the right thigh as your body will allow. And remember, you could be here, but it's better to be here and get a stretch on the hamstring than it is to be like this and collapsing over. And then keep breathing. Imagine the spine is lengthening every time you breathe in. And then maybe you can soften down a little bit deeper as you breathe out. And then keeping the breath nice and steady. And then take a breath in, lift the head, engage the core muscles and start to walk the hands slowly back in towards the body.
So coming into the Heron now, so let's draw that right foot in. Clasp the hands around the sole of the right foot, and then we're going to extend that right leg out in front of us. And then we can release. Let's stretch away the right leg, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Bring that left knee up now. We're going to take the left foot and place it on the outer edge of the right leg. I'm going to bring the left hand so it's close down behind the left hip. And remember, either hug that arm around, or to make it a little bit stronger, you can bring the right elbow to the outer edge of the left thigh. Extend away the fingers. Breath in to straighten the spine. And then breathing out, twisting from the waist. Turn to look over the left shoulder this time, just hold it here, keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. Stretch away both the legs, give the legs a little bounce. So, we're going to come from here into Madhyasana, the pose of the cat. Coming onto the hands and knees. Now if this is uncomfortable for you working on the knees, then what you could do is either make a little fold in your mat, or you could get a rolled up blanket and place it underneath the knees, whichever feels best for you. So important when working with any hand weight bearing postures is that you spread the weight evenly throughout the whole of the hand rather than just on the heel of the hand, otherwise you're likely to cause yourself wrist issues. So spreading those fingers out nice and wide, and imagine that you're really trying to grip the mat, so the contact isn't just with the heel of the hand, it's with the whole of the surface of the underneath. And then we're going to have the middle fingers pointing towards the top of the mat. Hopefully the arms are underneath, the hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, about hip width apart. And then from here we're going to warm up with a bit of cat stretch and breath. So as you breathe out, round the spine, just like a cat having a stretch after a sleep, dropping the head, dropping the tailbone. When you breathe in, drop the waist, head and tailbone come up. So breathing out as you round the spine. Breathing in, arching the spine, so drop the waist, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Breathing out, rounding. Breathing in, arching. And then you can have the eyes closed if you prefer, and then just do a few more of these with your own breath. And then the next time that you breathe out, just come into flat-backed cat or neutral position. So we're going to we're just going to mix up this cat a little bit now, still with the breath. So as you breathe out, you're going to drop the elbows, drop the heels towards the buttocks and bring the head towards the mat. And then as you breathe in, you're going to come back up onto the knees, and then you're going to bring the upper body forwards. When you breathe out, drop the elbows, drop the buttocks, bring the head to the mat. Breathing in, come up and come forwards. So breathing out, coming back.
breathing in to come forwards. And then let's just do a few more of these with the breath. And then we can come back to flat-backed cat, our neutral position. So we're going to work with a couple of cat balances now. So if you want to bring the knees slightly closer in together. So we're going to stretch the left leg out behind us first of all. And then we're going to take the right arm out in front. And just hold it there, so hopefully a nice straight line. And then floating everything back down. Same on the other side now, so stretch the right leg out behind you and take the left arm out in front. And then lower everything down. Let's just do one more to each side. So take the left leg out behind you and the right arm out in front. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of a twist now. So we're going to bend that left leg. Reach back behind you with the right hand, take hold of the foot. And then see if you can lift the leg, keeping the right arm nice and straight. And then lower everything back down. Same on the other side now, so right leg goes out behind you, left arm out in front. And then we're going to bend the right leg, reach back with the left hand, take hold of the foot and lift that leg. And then lower everything down. So we're going to sit back on the heels, give the hands a little shake now. So a little flow, a Vinyasa flow. So basically all this means is it's a series of postures that are all linked together and they flow really nicely. So anyone that comes to class with me will know this one quite well, but I'm going to demonstrate it for those of you who are joining me that haven't been to any of my classes. It's quite simple. Again, done with the breath, as most things are in yoga. So we begin in prayer position. And then as we breathe in, we come up onto the knees and stretch the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Breathing out, we're going to sit back down on the heels, stretch away the hands, bring the forehead to the mat if it goes. From here, we're going to come up into the cat, which we've just worked with, as we breathe in. And then breathing out, as we separate the feet, tuck the toes under, and then we're going to straighten the legs, coming into downward facing dog. So as we breathe in, we come back onto the knees, back into our cat. Breathing out, we come all the way down to the mat once again. Breath in as you come all the way up, bring the palms of the hands together. And breathing out, back to starting position. So we'll do a few of these together now. Breath in to come up. Breathing out, sit back down on the heels, stretch away the hands, come into swan. Breath into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, breathe out into down dog. Breath in, back to cat. Breathing out, sit back on the heels, forehead to the mat. Breath in, come all the way up onto the knees, palms of the hands together. And breathing out, prayer position. Let's go again, breath in to come up. Breathing out into swan. Breath into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. Breath in to cat. Breathing out to swan. Breath in to come all the way up, bring the palms of the hands together and breathing out, prayer position. Breath in to come up. Breathing out into swan. Breath into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, straighten the legs into down dog. Breath into cat. Breath out to swan. Breath in to come all the way up, bring the palms of the hands together and breathing out, prayer position. Lovely. Okay, so I'd like us to do a couple more rounds of that, but I'd like you to try and work with the eyes closed.
Now obviously I'm not there to see if you, I can't see you to see if you're cheating, but hopefully put my faith in you all. Don't worry, I will continue to talk our way through it as well, so it's fine. So take a breath in, come all the way up, eyes closed. Breathing out, sit back down on the heels, stretch away the hands, forehead to the mat. Breath in to come up into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. Breath in, back to cat. Breathing out, sit back into swan. Breath in, come all the way up, bring the palms of the hands together. Breathing out, back to starting position. Let's do one more, keep the eyes closed. Breath in to come up. And breathing out to come down into swan. Breath in, up to cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. Breath in to cat. Breath out to swan. Breath in to come all the way up, palms of the hands come together. And breathing out, prayer position. Lovely, okay. So if you've had the eyes closed, hopefully you have, you can open them now. And then we're going to make our way into a little squat. So just coming into a little squat here. So let's try and get our balance, and then we're going to bring our hands into prayer position at the heart centre. So hopefully we can stay balanced as we rotate the upper body round to the right. Bring it back to centre, and then round to the left, and back to centre. Oh, nearly. Once more round to the right, and back to centre, and once more round to the left, and back to centre. Whoop. Extend the hands out in front of you, and then you can come all the way up to stand. So adjusting any clothing if you need to. And then from here, we're going to take the feet so that they're hip width apart. Lift all the toes up, spread them out, and then lay them all back down. And from here, let's roll the shoulders back. Allow the arms to just hang at the sides of the body, opening up across the front of the chest. Lifting the crown of the head. And if you wish to, you can just close the eyes for a couple of moments in Tadasana. So this is our mountain pose. Let's open the eyes now. We'll bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, and just pop them on the top of the head. So the next time that you breathe in, come up onto tiptoes and extend the arms up towards the ceiling. And then when you breathe out, just lower all the way down, heels and hands. So breath in, come up, stretch away the hands. And breathe out, come down. We'll do one more, so breath in to come all the way up, stretching away the backs of the hands. And let's see if we can hold the tiptoes now, just for a few breaths. And then slowly coming all the way down, hands and heels. So give the arms a little shake. So we're going to bring the hands together and interlace. Actually, we're going to come into like a, just so interlacing the fingers, and then just having the middle, the index fingers pointing all the way up. We're going to stretch those hands up towards the ceiling. So take a breath in. Imagine someone's pulling you up to the ceiling by the hands. As you breathe out, we're going to sway over to the right. Breath in to come back to centre. Breathing out over to the left. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, back over to the right. Breath in, back to centre. And breathing out over to the left. Breath in, back to centre. A little twist now. So breathing out, we're going to twist around to the right. Keep all the toes connected to the mat. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, twisting around to the left. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, back round to the right. Breath in, back to centre. And breathing out, back round to the left. Breath in, back to centre. So a tabletop now. So as you breathe out, make yourself into an L shape, taking the upper body and the hands into the centre of the room. As you take a breath in, come all the way back up. When you breathe out, push the hips forward, tiny little back bend, being careful of the back and the neck. Breath in to come back to centre. Breathing out, coming back into a tabletop. And breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, a little tiny back bend once again. And breath in to come back to centre. So let's lower the arms now. You can give the shoulders a little shrug, give the arms a little shake. So we're going to take the feet nice and wide now. And then first of all, we're going to rotate the right toes. So the right toes are facing towards the short edge of the mat and the left toes still towards the long edge. So we're going to work with Virabhadrasana 1, our first warrior pose. So you want the upper body aligned over the right leg. And then if you have any back problems, just keep your hands on your hips. Otherwise, you can take the arms up to the ceiling with the palms facing each other. And then from here, we're going to bend the right knee. So it's quite important to just check down, because obviously I'm not able to adjust you, so just have a look down at that right knee. So if you can see your right foot, your right knee is over to the left too much, so you need to open up that right hip and bring the knee so it covers the foot. You can't see the toes. So that right leg is bent and the left leg is straight. And then we're going to keep that right leg bent as we float the arms down. Bring the upper body now so it's rotated out over the long edge of the mat. We're going to come into Virabhadrasana 2, our second warrior. So we've got an opening up in the right hip crease there. Then we're going to take the arms out wide at right angles, beautiful strong straight line. Then we're going to turn the face and look down the right arm. So second warrior, supposedly good for insomnia. I haven't had to check it out just yet. So really good strengthening for the thighs. Good for grounding as well. Keep breathing. And then we're going to float the arms down. Let's bring the left hand on the back of the left thigh. Slide it down a little way and then extend the right arm up to the ceiling. And then we can float that right arm down. From here, we're going to bring the left shoulder back and place the right forearm on top of the right thigh. So left shoulder coming all the way back, looking up at the ceiling if the neck allows, if not, look into the centre of the room. And then the left arm will come up to the ceiling, bring it across the top of the head, trying to keep that left arm straight. Nice big stretch down the left side of the body. And then floating that left arm down, bring the body all the way back up. So let's straighten that right leg. So we're going to pivot the right foot round now so that the right toes are facing towards the long edge of the mat and then the left toes towards the short edge. So bringing the upper body so it's facing out over the left leg this time. Remember, any back issues, keep the hands on the hips. Otherwise you can take the hands up towards the ceiling with the palms facing each other, and we're going to bend that left knee. So just remember to check down that the left knee is covering the left foot. Otherwise that knee needs to come out more to the side. And then we're going to transition into Virabhadrasana 2, our second warrior. So float the arms down and then rotate the upper body now so it's facing out over the long edge of the mat. So you've got an opening up in the left hip crease. And we'll take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body once again. Looking down the left arm this time. You can have a little check to make sure that your right arm hasn't dropped. You want to keep that line as straight as you can. And then let's lower the arms. Remember to keep that left leg bent. Right hand will come and rest on the back of the right thigh. Slide it down a little way and then extend the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to float that left arm down. We'll bring the left forearm now and rest it on the left thigh. Right shoulder comes all the way back. And then the right arm can come up towards the ceiling. Bring it across the top of the head. Beautiful big stretch down the right side of the body this time. And then take a breath in, float that arm down, all the way back up to centre. So we can start to walk the feet back in towards each other now. So we're going to work with a little sequence called Salutation to the Earth. And this really is a beautiful sequence, and I think it's quite appropriate at the moment. So let's bring the feet so that they're hip width apart. And then we're going to bring the hands so that they're in prayer position, Anjali Mudra at the heart centre. Interlace the fingers, turn the hands up so that the palms are facing up towards the ceiling, and then take the hands down to the abdomen. Bring the hands up to the throat. Turn the hands down and push all the way down. Take the arms out into the centre of the room. Up to the sky. Separate the hands into a Y. Take the feet slightly wider and bring the hands into prayer position. Hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat, come up onto tiptoes. Turn the hands down. As you push down, come into a squat. Take the hands out in front. Up to the sky as you still come all the way up. Still on tiptoes if you can. Separate the hands to a Y. Lower the heels. Bring the hands into prayer position. So we're going to rotate slightly round to the right. Bring the hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down, push all the way down, bend the right knee. Arms out in front. Up to the sky as you straighten the right leg. Separate the hands, come back to centre, prayer position. And then round to the left. Hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down, push all the way down and bend the left knee. Arms out in front. Up to the sky. Separate the hands, come all the way back to centre and bring the hands into Anjali Mudra. Hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down, push all the way down, coming into a forward bend. Tabletop, so hands out into the centre of the room, up to the sky. Separate the hands, bring the feet slightly closer together and bring the hands back to prayer position. So we're going to work with a balance now, hopefully. So if you know that your balance is really not very good, and mine's not amazing, just depends on the time of the day, what else has been going on in my day. So we're going to try and work with Vinyasa, the tree. So lots of different foot positions. If you know that you're super wobbly, you can just use a wall, and I'm not going to be there to know or see if you're not doing it, so it's fine. It's only me that has to worry about face planting in front of all you guys. So if you know that you're really wobbly, you can just place the heel on top of the other foot. If you're feeling a little bit more balanced and you want to challenge yourselves a little bit more, you can put the whole of that foot on top, or you can bring the foot so it's on the inside of the leg. Otherwise, if you're feeling really well balanced, clearly not, you can bring that foot into the groin. But make sure that that knee is coming out to the side rather than, you don't want to be like this. Some people can work here, but it's not advisable really because obviously there's pressure on the knee joint. So hands are in prayer position. If you press thumbs into the sternum, you should find that will give you a bit more balance. And it's best to find, I don't know, like a spot on the wall or a picture or a light switch or something that doesn't move whilst you're working with a balance, so that hopefully it will help you to balance. So you can, if you feel really quite good with the hands in prayer position and you feel quite confident that you're not going to go anywhere whilst you're on one leg, you can grow the branches of your tree and bring them out to the sides. So let's bring the hands into prayer position at the heart centre. We're going to go with the left foot first. So let's take the weight down through the left foot and imagine that you're making a really strong connection to the earth, sending the roots of your tree down. And then choosing whereabouts you want that leg to go. So, I think we're going to go here. So, very good for focusing the mind holding that balance. Remember, if you are using a wall, you're still getting the benefit of the balance because you're still strengthening the balancing leg. Whoops. And then we're going to make our way down. So give the legs a little shake. And then we're going to take the weight down through the right foot this time. Imagine our connection to the earth, sending roots of our tree down, hands into prayer position, and then placing the left foot wherever you did on the other side so that you're evenly balanced. And then just gently making your way down. Let's have a little shake of the legs. Okay. So coming back down onto the mat now. And we're just going to work with a floor-based back bend. So just quickly, if you have a back issue, you need to be incredibly careful. Do not push yourself. You've only got one spine and you need to protect it. But the reason that we work with these back bends in yoga is to hopefully help strengthen the muscles that actually support the backbone, the spine. So if you haven't already got back problems, hopefully it could prevent that happening in the future. So we're going to come down onto the abdomen. And then just make a little pillow with the hands. Maybe you can have a little rest. So we're just going to work with a gentle passive back bend today. So Ardha Bhujangasana, the Sphinx Pose. But as I say, if you come into the Sphinx Pose and you find that you have discomfort or pain or pinching in your lower back, just come straight out of it, rest, and just rest. So we're going to lift the head, push down on the palms of the hands, and then bring the elbows so that they're underneath the shoulders. And then you want the hands so that they're shoulder width apart, fingers spread nice and wide. And then your drishti or your focal point is just softly ahead, or you can, if you wish to, you can close the eyes. So working with the lower spine, obviously being careful. If this is too strong or causes any discomfort, then just don't do it. So just a few breaths here. And then we're going to come back down. Just have a little rest once again. Hopefully the spine feels okay. So when we work with any postures like back bends or inversions, it's always really important to do a counter posture afterwards. So we're going to lift the head now and bring the hands so that they're just underneath the shoulders. And then we're going to push back into what we call child's pose. So sitting back on the heels, you're going to bring the forehead to the mat and then take the hands so that they're either side of the feet. Now if that is not doable for you, you can make a little fist pillow. So stacking one fist on top of the other, and then you can rest your head on there. So what we're doing is we're just easing out that lower back in the opposite direction from what we've just been working with. So just a few breaths here in Balasana, child's pose.
And then take a breath in, engage the core, and slowly come on up. So we're going to come to a seated position. Doesn't have to be cross-legged, but that just happens to be how I'm comfortable. So we're going to briefly do a little bit of yoga for the eyes, and yes, it is actually a thing. Okay, so we're going to close the eyes, just gently relax, softly close the eyes. And then from here we're going to squeeze the face, all the muscles around those eyes, really scrunching them up as much as you can. And then open the eyes really, really wide. And then scrunch them up really tight. And then open wide. And then relax the face, just close the eyes gently for a few moments. So when we work with these eye exercises, it's important that the head stays perfectly still. It's just the eyes that do all the movement. Okay, so let's open the eyes once again. We're going to look up into the skull as high as we can. And then look down at the mat, taking the eyes as low as you can. Up into the skull once again. You can blink, it's fine. And then all the way down to the mat. And then close the eyes, just relax. And then let's open them again. So keeping the head perfectly still, let's take the eyes all the way over to the right. And then all the way over to the left. Back over to the right. Back to the left. And then allow the eyes to relax and just close. And then let's open the eyes again. So looking all the way up to the ceiling as high as you can. Over to the right. Down to the mat. Over to the left. Up to the ceiling. Back to the left. Down to the mat. Over to the right. Up to the ceiling. And then close and relax. So let's open the eyes once again. So let's extend the right arm out in front of us with the index finger pointing up towards the ceiling. So I want you to just focus on that right fingernail. Just really focus on that. And then take the gaze to the tip of the nose. Back to the finger. And back to the tip of the nose. And then close the eyes and relax, lower the hand. And then from here we can start to circle the shoulders. So really circling those shoulders, big exaggerated movements working with the shoulder joints. And then back the other way. And then let's drop the shoulders down, nice and relaxed. So let's take a big breath in, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. And then let them go with a big old sigh. Breath in and squeeze. One more time. Let's drop the chin down to the chest. We'll take the chin up to the right shoulder. And back down to the chest. Up to the left shoulder, back down to the chest, back up to the right shoulder, back down to the chest, and back up to the left shoulder, back down to the chest, and then we'll lift the head. We'll take the right ear over to the right shoulder, bring it back to centre, left ear to left shoulder, back to centre, right ear to right shoulder, back to centre, left ear to left shoulder, back to centre. We'll turn our face all the way around to the right and bring it back to centre, all the way around to the left, bring it back to centre,
Once more round to the right. Bring it back to centre. And once more round to the left. And back to centre. So I'd like us to join together to chant the Om just 3 times. I realise that it's not going to sound quite the same as it does when we all chant together in class, but I'm trying to keep as much normality as is humanly possible. So let's bring the hands into Chin Mudra, connecting together forefinger and thumb, extending away the other 3 fingers. And then you can join me if you feel like it. Don't leave me hanging. Join me when you're ready. Sacred sound of Om, representing all that was, all that is, and all that shall be. So let's join the hands together in front of the heart centre in Anjali Mudra, prayer position, and just bow the head for a couple of moments. And then the most important part of today's class, relaxation. So if you need to grab a blanket, or if you need to chuck some socks on, if you want to grab a pillow, now's the time to do so, and then just make your way down onto your mat, coming into Shavasana, your relaxation posture. Remember, you can have something underneath the knees if you prefer, and just coming down onto the mat, stretching away the legs if the lower back allows, nice big space between the heels, allowing those feet to just flop apart, nice and relaxed. Arms resting a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling, fingers lightly curled. Back of the neck is long, chin is tucked in, eyes gently closed. And then just take the awareness to the breath. So no need to count or control the breath anymore. Just allow it to occur naturally. Just flowing smoothly in and out through the nostrils. And then ask yourself, how does the breath feel? Is it laboured? Is it smooth? Is it rhythmic? Whereabouts in the body can you feel the breath? In the lower abdomen, the rib cage, the top chest, maybe the shoulders, the nostrils. And then become aware of all the physical meeting points between your body and the mat. So backs of heels, calves, buttocks, shoulder blades, backs of arms, forearms, backs of hands. So just continuing to breathe smoothly in and out through the nostrils. And then take your awareness down to your feet. I'm relaxing my feet. My feet are relaxed. I'm relaxing my ankles. My ankles are relaxed. I'm relaxing my lower legs. My lower legs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my knees. My knees are relaxed. I'm relaxing my thighs. My thighs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my hips. My hips are relaxed. I'm relaxing my waist. My waist is relaxed. I'm relaxing my abdomen. My abdomen is relaxed. I'm relaxing my rib cage. My rib cage is relaxed. I'm relaxing my chest. My chest is relaxed. I'm relaxing my spine. My spine is relaxed. I'm relaxing my hands. My hands are relaxed. I'm relaxing my wrists. My wrists are relaxed. I'm relaxing my lower arms. My lower arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my elbows. My elbows are relaxed. I'm relaxing my upper arms. My upper arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my shoulders. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm relaxing my neck. My neck is relaxed. I'm relaxing my jaw. My jaw is relaxed. I'm relaxing my face. My face is relaxed. I'm relaxing my mind. My mind is relaxed. I'm relaxing my internal organs. My internal organs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my entire being. My entire being is relaxed. And so it's nearly time to end this long relaxation. So a couple of nice, deep, refreshing breaths. Starting to wake the body up however feels right for you. Could be small or large movements. Maybe just wiggling the fingers and toes to start with. And then circling the ankles and the wrists. And then maybe even having a stretch and a yawn if you fancy one. And then when you're ready, just make your way over onto your preferred side and just remain there for a few more moments. And then when you're ready, just making your way up to a seated position. And then we'll finish. Om Shanti. Thank you so much for joining me. I seriously hope that there weren't any massive technical glitches. I'm aware the postman's just dropped something through my letterbox, and I'm also aware that the cat had the zoomies about halfway through, which I do apologise for, but you know what, this is real life, this is raw, this is keeping it real. I've never been a fluffy person. So I will be here again at 5:30 tomorrow, should you wish to join me. I just want to say a massive thank you. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback for me, whether it be motivational or developmental, then, you know, it's fine. Please feel free. Just be gentle, please. I've never done this before. Okay, so thank you very much. And until tomorrow, Om Shanti. Goodbye.